day one. We're at Island Park, Idaho. Stuck already. This is my sled. Travis at the lodge is kind enough to give me a sled while I'm stuck up here against a tree right now. They went up ahead and we got other people stuck down there, and well, we're out here doing it again. Getting stuck out here in Island Park, Idaho.
Well, we start things off right with a little tree contact. John and his Polaris Rush takes a shot at the deep powder. His short track sled just isn't going where he wants it to. You know, the only reason I got this shot was because I was stuck too, and grabbing a little video while waiting for some assistance. Thanks, John.
This is why they don't recommend a short track. It's deep.
Ben, who did bring a mountain sled, was also having some mechanical difficulties with it, so he had to borrow one of the extra sleds.
It's finest, get you stuck.
Can easily go down there. You need to try to go up there.
I don't know what this snowman is doing behind Kevin's snowmobile, but I'll let you use your imagination. Being stuck really doesn't matter much. It's all part of the fun. But it's the scenery that truly makes Island Park an outstanding snowmobile destination.
I got another thing to say about that. Look at him.
You know, some of the natural forces that made Yellowstone National Park so beautiful and scenic are also what make Island Park the same. Island Park sits in the world's largest caldera, 23 miles in diameter, created from a volcano that collapsed in prehistoric times. Now covered in a dense forest of pine and wildflowers, it's a popular place for hiking and fishing in the summer and cross-country skiing and snowmobiling in the winter. Island Park snowmobiling offers the adventures that snowmobilers search for, with hundreds of groomed trails to explore. Thus, Island Park has become a top snowmobiling destination. With over 220 inches of snow each year, the deep powder invites you to come and be part of the winter scenery.
Look out now.
Since Island Park is surrounded by the Targhee National Forest, the trail system is well maintained. There are more than 600 miles of groomed snowmobile trails as well as off-trail opportunities.
Well, there's actually a lot of trails and a lot of good scenery. We yesterday went out to Mesa Falls and took the trails out there. We took some groomed trails and then some ungroomed trails, and did a lot of play areas along the way. So there was a lot of intermittent stuff to hit, and so there's plenty to see.
There are more than 600 miles of groomed snowmobile trails as well as off-trail opportunities. Some of the trails that you might ride are the Sawtell Trail, Stamp Meadows Trail, or Red Rock Pass Trail. For the more experienced rider, there are the fabulous Mount Jefferson, Willow Creek, the Keg, Lion's Head, and many others. The renowned Two Tops Mountain provides a breathtaking view of Henry's Lake.
I saw a wolf.
Travis from Island Park Rentals, who is kind enough to show us some of his favorite riding spots, brought us up to Two Tops Mountain. And he got a little stuck when he was showing us how to do it on a climb. As the guys watched on, it's hard not to admire the mountains and the near-perfect weather conditions. But that's when Jacob decided to show us how it's done.
Hey, you don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, it can happen to anybody. Got to be more careful.
Half, do you need help?
The riding is just phenomenal up until about May. I've got some footage of me and my kids banging this stuff down here to my right on IP Boondocker on YouTube. We took it May 15th, and you'd swear it was this time of year right now. So there's just a lot of riding here, a lot of good stuff to see. You know, we're 15 minutes from West Yellowstone, Montana. When people think of going out west in West Yellowstone, they're really riding Island Park. There's not much to ride in West Yellowstone. So Island Park knows where their income comes from in the winter, and that's from the snow machiner.
Judging from the things that I've seen in the populated areas, Island Park does cater to the snowmobiler. Our first day was filled with great powder and beautiful scenery. Everyone in the group seemed to be quite happy and in awe of the Island Park snow-covered landscape. With this much snow on the mountain, the trees don't even seem real. It's hard to believe that we are only seeing the tops of the trees. For a lot of them, 8 to 12 feet of the base is buried by snow.
I'm Travis Waters from Island Park, Idaho. We've got some beautiful weather today. We're going to go out with this group from Mom's Motorsports and find some powder, and the sun's out. It's going to be a great day. It snowed about 12 inches over the last week, so we should have a great time of finding powder and having a phenomenal ride today.
Man, effectives, you ready for some riding?
We're in Island Park, Idaho on our second day. We're having a great time out here once again. We've been a little challenged on our way up here. We're heading up to Jefferson Mountain to the peak up here where we hear there's going to be some really good snow. We're looking forward to getting some people stuck and to pulling them out and see what kind of fun we can have up here in the mountains. Now tell me a little bit about being out here in the mountains. Your first time out in the mountains and being a newbie rider.
It's a pretty insane thing. I can't believe you guys do this stuff, but now I kind of see why you do it. It's insane and it's fun at the same time. That's all I got to say for now.
On the way to Jefferson Mountain, we played, of course. The side of this mountain was not only steep, but pretty deep too, as Kevin found out. My only regret was that I was shooting the other way. I just caught the last little bit before his Polaris hit the tree, and he had to endure the walk of shame down the mountain.
Well, my mama's from Alabama, my dad's from Tennessee. They got together in Detroit, and that's where they made me. I'm a little bit of country and a genuine blues man.
I was told they'd worked that bug out of those Polaris Pros. You could actually stay on them now, but no, apparently not. You still need to do a little R&D on the old stay your ass on your seat on your Polaris.
Well, Kevin got off his sled. I managed to corral it a little bit and push it away from this tree hole, but I got myself in it.
My sled got away from me. About a half a mile up that hill. Came down without me. Jacob got it turned out of a big group of trees up there, but it managed to find this one. Doesn't look like it hit too hard.
Oh, we got another one in the trees up there?
Yeah, Jacob.
Jacob's is in the trees too?
Yeah, he was in the process of trying to save Kevin's sled when that sled pushed him into a hole.
Ski's up this side of the tree anyway. If the ski would have been pointed down in and straight down in, we'd have to do a lot more work, but since it's standing up, we can basically hopefully tip the sled on its side, keep that ski on that side, get it on out of there. Might have to kind of step underneath that track on that side to let it roll, because we've got to make it roll.
It's compact over here.
Don't let it roll. Oh, come on, come on. Coming forward. Coming forward. Come on. There we go. Cool. All right. Now, we need to keep that ski from going underneath there. Okay, 2, 3. Let's bunch it just a little bit more so it dips in and don't eat into the side. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Is it going faster up there or down here?
It was hauling ass up there.
So I did save her a little?
Yeah. It would have been a lot worse.
I seen you running, I wondered where your sled was. And then I looked in front and I seen his sled. I'm like, what the hell, man? What's going on here?
It's probably that far from getting in front of the ski, but it just started, I caught the ski and it started pushing me, so then I had to grab the brake and it pushed me in the well and it just kept going.
I turned and went up that hill, so I had no idea what was going on, so I turned back around.
Yeah, those bumpers
Man,
are...
that saved your ass.
Well, Polaris bumpers are known to be a little crinkly.
Still, to crinkle that instead of the pipe and everything, man.
Been carrying it.
I'd rather do a bumper than a pipe any day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's got the knife in the handle.
See how this got this pushed back? Something up this way too.
The cool thing about Island Park is that there is plenty of riding for everyone, and most of these peaks are accessible for even the novice snowmobiler. It's hard to describe in words just how peaceful it is up here. Well, that's our final destination for the day, Mount Jefferson. Travis tells me that we'll be on top of it. Easier said than done, I think. It doesn't matter which direction you look, it's pretty easy to get lost in the beauty of the Rocky Mountains. We take a little more time to play and jump a cornice or two before we make our ascent on Mount Jefferson. Mount Jefferson is located on the Continental Divide between Fremont County of northeastern Idaho and Beaverhead County of southwestern Montana. Mount Jefferson is the highest point on the Centennial Mountains, whose crest runs along the Continental Divide.
Well, we're sitting on top of Mount Jefferson, which is part of the Continental Divide. Idaho's this way, Montana's this way. Behind me here's Yellowstone, Montana, clear over there in that valley. Island Park, Idaho runs all this way. The Continental Divide kind of comes up across these peaks and then over those peaks and down Yellowstone National Park over in that direction. It's been a great snow year. It's March right now, so the snow's setting up a little bit. As you can see from the trees, we've got some fresh snow as usual. This ball behind us is a Federal Aviation deal called Sawtell. You can see that from US 20 down in Island Park. It's kind of a good place to keep your directions on a sunny day. Back here's Henry's Lake. Some monster fish come out of Henry's Lake. And then all this country down in here is all just ranch land, and a lot of cattle get raised down towards DuBois, Spencer, all that country there. This is Reeves Peak right over here.
Here we are at 10,000 feet enjoying some half-baked hot dogs.
Oh, I like to share.
At an elevation of 10,216 feet and looking out from the top, it's easy to see why these guys snowmobile here and why they say there isn't anything else like it in the world.
Hi, I'm Rick Mom with MomsMotorsports.com. It's a fabulous day up here at Island Park. As you can see, a lot of us are out here having a good time. Had some guys stuck earlier. I brought together about 26, 28 guys out here. We rented some cabins from Island Park Cabins there. Travis, a couple of the guys ended up on some of his rentals. We split into a whole bunch of different groups as usual. I brought a couple different snowmobile clubs actually out here. Some of them guys went out and did some trail riding. Some other guys went out to do some boondocking. We decided to ride along with Travis today. He was going out and he was good enough to let us follow along and come out and check out a few things he rides. And tomorrow we'll be doing some other stuff and definitely doing some filming.
Why can't it be easy? Like back in the day. Back in the day. I walk around and sing.
This play place down where we first began our ascent on Mount Jefferson had us occupied for what seemed hours. Everywhere we looked there was somewhere to play. The snow was simply incredible and it seemed like no one had a care in the world. Life outside the mountain doesn't even seem to exist when you're out here.
Why can't it be easy? Like back in the day.
Kind of in a reoccurring theme, what Jacob can do, so can Rick, just a little bit bigger. Like father like son, or in this case, like son like father. We played for as long as we could here, but we had a few more things to look forward to, like a ride down the backside of Yahoo Mountain. Just before going over it, Travis looked down for an awful long time. Not very inspiring to me, if you know what I mean. But we went over it anyways, and Yahoo, it was very intense.
Everything stays the same.
We played and played. And when we thought we were ready to go back to the lodge for dinner, we played some more. But what the heck, it makes for great snowmobile television. So keep playing, boys, and I'll keep taping. When snowmobiling, it's important to observe some of these safety tips. Always be courteous and take safety seriously when riding. Respect and obey all trail signs and speed limits. When on private property, show respect to the landowner. Use slow speeds to prevent injury to yourself and others, especially in bad weather. Ensure that you have the right clothing, dressing in layers to protect your body from the cold. Never ride alone, and use the buddy system whenever possible. Check weather reports before you leave so you won't run into unexpected bad conditions.
Back in the day. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, baby.
Island Park Cabins and Lodges, or islandparkrentals.com, has cabins and lodges that they rent up here in Island Park. We really cater to the snow machinery. We've got winter access, so you can pull your trailer in and your truck and get your sleds right there to the cabin. We rent sleds as well, you know, mountain sleds if somebody needs those. It seems like often guys will come up here with their sled and hit a tree or get bucked off and need a sled, so we've got some in the garages up here that we can rent people. The cabins are really set up nice. The kitchens are just everything you'd need with crock pots and cookie sheets, everything. They're all built within about the last 6 years. They're really ideal.
Well, an inauspicious start to day 3. Came across the trail out here to head up into the mountain, and Rick brought me down, and then Jacob, a little place that was a nice place to come through just the other day, and today it wasn't. And well, my turn was number 3, and I came through, and it came over top of me, landed on my head, and all that good stuff. But we're gonna see what we can do. Don't know if there's gonna be much riding for me today. Hopefully be back up in the mountains tomorrow.
He could ride this sucker if we had a rod to stick inside of there. Stick a rod inside that tube that would brace it. He could ride the thing almost. Oh, we should have turned this. Oh, okay.
Yeah, when the suspension collapses, it's going to hit on that. What you almost need is...
Can you kick that side? Push on this with your foot, it'll push easy.
Second day in a row we have to use the hammer, both on the birthday sleds. The bumper too.
I mean, darn it.
I don't know. I think in this case a good is appropriate, yeah.
What a wonderful day it is out here. Very nice.
I went back to the lodge and a few guys were waiting on Ben to get his sled up and running. I figured I didn't want to lose a day of riding, so we all went for a trail ride that basically started at Big Springs, Idaho.
Is your camera getting a good shot of them?
Yep.
Big Springs is one of the headwaters of the Snake River, located in Island Park, Idaho. This large spring gushes forth large volumes of crystal clear water. Big Springs is known for 2 things. First, the large trout that are visible from the bridge, and second, for Johnny Sack's cabin. The water is a constant 52 degrees, and the clean gravel bottom make for a perfect habitat for trout. Even though the spring supports enormous rainbow trout, leave your fishing pole at home because there's no fishing here.
Many birds of prey come in here?
No.
Well, we're finally back on our way. Maybe.
We're on a trail, right?
That way.
Y'all lead kind of the same way, kind of.
We're right there at the 52, and we got to go to the Elk Creek.
This is excellent.
We took a trip to Elk Creek to grab some souvenirs and a bottle of tequila to celebrate my birthday and broken sled after the day was through.
We just came out of there. We didn't hit nothing that said 66. But this f***ing pole says 43. Let's go that way.
Well, we went that way and turned around about a mile down the trail and went the other way.
Well, we're back where we were with the steelhead, and we've been driving around, went and got our tags for those sleds, and we're back at the same place, but Robert says there's a good reason for that. What is that, Robert?
Well, we started out at Island Park, and we had to go down here to Elk Creek, which we come around this flat rock trail and looped around, hit Elk Creek. Then we hopped on the Elk Creek trail, and it brought us back up to Big Springs. Let's get lost. All right, let's do that. Follow the tracks back there.
Our little easy trail ride is now off trail. and it doesn't take very long until we're digging someone out.
This is what happens when you jump off the trail after deciding to have that easy trail day. This is still what it's all about. Well, sometimes it's funny how one thing leads to another, and my handlebar from this morning popped out when I was trying to get out of the way of a tree. And
Boys, you might think I'm crazy, but I got an idea.
What are you thinking?
We need a saw. Zip ties and splints.
it's a big splint.
Stick something in between there, stick her together.
You think?
I think.
All right.
Tighten it down. Best part is, it's a rental.
I'm making a splint.
Us Michigan guys know how to jerry rig stuff. Whatever it takes.
Well, you really did a number, didn't you, Rob? Put it in there, it's gonna at least help. Does anybody happen to have a paper towel or anything with them?
Nope.
And or clean up or toilet paper?
I had a woods once.
I believe it was Cook City, Montana.
Really?
But it may have been Medbow. Medbow? Had to do it just like a bear would. My helmet needs to be wiped too.
I'm not wiping nobody's flipping helmet.
On our fourth day of our trip, the first stop in the mountains is a very nice little cornice that only a couple of guys are brave enough to jump. Most of them hang out and watch Jacob, Rick, and Lowry of Island Park Rentals.
I've been to college to be a doctor. I've never been good at reading and remembering what I've read.
Like father, like son.
I'll just go to the bar and play my guitar instead. I've never been to Africa, a missionary in the jungle. My skin's too pale, it probably is.
We were originally going to the top of the mountain, but the weather forced us a little further down, but we still couldn't quite avoid all the weather. That didn't matter though, because you don't stop unless something's broken or you can't breathe.
I've never won the Nobel Prize or stopped a nuclear war. I've never been shot for my country, let my blood spill red. I'd rather go to the bar.
While trying to keep my snowmobile in a safe place, Rick is determined to see just how close he can get to it.
That was close.
I don't know, I would say that's contact.
Yeah. Mud flat contact. At least it wasn't tunnel.
Powder and the terrain at Island Park make for virtually a never-ending playground of snow. We played and played, and when the snow was all tore up, we went somewhere else and played some more. Really, once you're off the trail, seeing other snowmobiles just doesn't happen. It doesn't take much searching to find our own corner of the forest that can easily occupy a day.
As you see, found plenty of powder out here. It was a little bit tracked up, but we still had a good time in this meadow. We ruined one earlier back there. A little bit of side hill and carving. A little bit for everybody. A couple guys had enough already. They're sitting back watching. We'll get down to some more mellow stuff. They'll have a good time. I guarantee you, Island Park, Idaho, this is one of the best places to be.
We found our way to this awesome open area along the ridge where it seems everyone is being ejected from their sleds. Sometime when shooting video, it's better to be lucky than good. Here, a well-placed time-lapse camera catches 3 separate rollovers. The moose is the largest species in the deer family. Moose typically inhabit boreal and mixed deciduous forests of the northern hemisphere in temperate and subarctic climates. A few of us tried a little water skipping. Lowry asked me if I wanted to give it a try. I asked if he wanted another wrecked sled, and he said he didn't care, so I tried it. Pretty cool. Some would say it's a bad example to set. I say, you've got to try most things at least once. Some of the guys that I went on the trail ride with wanted to go back and explore the area we found earlier in the show. Back in the trees, everyone had a great time jumping and boondocking. Well, almost everyone.
Well, that was a fun little spot for the morning. Yeah, nothing to say? These guys liked it though. It's not all about you.
We found our way to Black Canyon, and it seems that everyone is happy again. The variety and topography of the area had us jumping, side-hilling, and just playing until our hearts were content.
Evidence of a fire a long time ago.
The combination of powder and perfect weather made this one of the most enjoyable snowmobiling days I've experienced. This is the last time that we see Super Bob for a while. We were warned not to go down there, but I guess one of us didn't listen. Ben, who finally got his baby running on our trail day, isn't going to let the opportunity that this day gives him slip by.
But you know I'll be back one day. I'm gonna wait, but you know I'll be back one day. I won't have some rooster pecking in my barn, put it in my head. I can tell something just
Everybody is enjoying the mountains on this day, except maybe Bob.
Super Bob, we think, is over that big edge between a couple trees and we can't get down to him. We don't really know how he went down. We're not positive it was him. That's why we come back to see.
Remember the theme, what Jacob can do, Rick can do bigger? You've got to admire Rick's spirit. Unfortunately, he can barely move at the end of the day. The newbie rider Troy gives the side hill his best shot. I admire the attempt. Unfortunately, it results in his first sled damage ever. Way to go, Troy. Tech vests and other safety gear are a must when doing this type of riding. Do your research and talk to someone who knows all about it. Lucky for Ben, all the snow he's landed in has been pretty soft. Sometimes it isn't though, but be aware of the underlying dangers whenever possible. Ben finds himself stepping off his snowmobile a little too close to a tree well. With 8 to 12 feet of snow on the ground, these are just the tops of the trees we see.
Come on, somebody pull him. Pull, pull, pull. Don't let go. Give me your... Oh, my knee. Come on. Oh, my. Is it a scary feeling?
Can't do nothing. Holy that is a hole.
That would have been Troy down there. I'd have just stepped on his head, buried him, and said, I don't know where he went.
Once again, my time-lapse camera catches Bob in a classic moment that would have otherwise been missed.
Another day with mountainside weenies.
It's nice to eat some hot food.
Jacob, you got anything to say?
What is that?
No?
Got a few more.
Oh, yeah.
Island Park, Idaho. One of the top places to go, no doubt. This is only our third time here. Found plenty of powder, plenty of boondocking, plenty of drifts to jump off up here in the high country. Lots of stuff. People can get stuck, they can break stuff, they can roll over, or they can just stay out there and trail ride. There's buku trail around here, over 900 miles worth of trail. All I can say is you want to come out here, give us a call. momsmotorsports.com. I'm Rick Mom, my buddy Bob, and he ain't even supposed to be on film, so you got to delete this, Rob.
America's Most Wanted.
You don't want to be seen on there, yeah.
That's all right.
Knowing that the trip to Island Park, Idaho is just about over for the day and week, the boys give it one last hurrah before heading back to the lodge.
We were down in this valley, just doing some playing back and forth, banking off, jumping off some drifts here and there, and I went up the top, and I was going to try to hard mark that drift. little bit. I wanted to see what it was like on top before I jumped off. Got up there, high marked that drift. The whole drift fell down in the tree hole behind me. Them guys come up around in front, jumped over my skis and knocked the big drift down. I was able just to pull the back around a little bit, started up and drive right out of there. I didn't shovel, we didn't do nothing. I've got a lot of guys that like the boondock around Michigan, and they haven't seen any mountains this tall and powder this deep, so I know they'd have a lot of fun, and they'd get stuck just as much as me, and they'd have a great time coming out with moms. I already got a couple buddies that want to report when I get back because they're really interested in going next year. A couple of them got some new sleds and they're itching to try them out. So having a great time out here with moms.
I got me a bass boat and a Chevrolet. My wife don't play tennis at the country club. We ain't Jonesing with the Joneses, but we got love. We have ups and downs, you know it's true.